Well, hello and welcome and welcome. And hello, it's your old buddy Danny Deals with Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more on behalf of Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We would like to say hello and welcome. Guys, it's another edition of Range Anxieties. Range anxiety, strange anxiety, range anxiety. Whatever it is, guys, we are talking NIO Stock, ticker symbol NIO. And guys, if you just crawled out from under a rock, remember, just on June 1st of this year, 2023 AD, guys, the NIO stock was sitting at like $7.50. This isn't even 2 months ago, guys. Closed today at 13.24, up another wooden nickel after hours to 13.28. Volume today was very strong, guys. 103 million shares traded. Let's take a look just out of curiosity at the short interest. What went on today? Um, I have to believe, guys, that the stock was shorted there at the end of the day. It certainly looked like, well, they look like they're returning 5 million shares. But again, this can be a little bit deceptive. It's still looking like almost 8% of the free float is on short, but that short really went down today. I think this data might just be accounting mostly for what happened at the beginning of the day, and it hasn't caught up to everything that happened at the end of the day and on the dark pool. Because at the end of the day, guys, this thing got dumped. It was all the way up to 1377 midday at 1244, and in fact, the stock opened at 1386. Gapped way up from 1317 to 1386, but at the end of the day, guys, came back down very close to where we closed yesterday, as you can see. That's not to say this rally is over or anything, but after that last huge move up overnight into Wednesday with this little hump here on Thursday, the stock has basically traded flat from that low 13 area. Guys, taking a look at the NIO chart just really quick. You can draw a bunch of lines everywhere. It doesn't really have any meaning. These lines have even less meaning. This dark blue line coming down, this is the upper bound that has gone all the way back to January 2021. Just taking all the highs on the graph. Basically, the stock broke through this area right around end of March. And then there's another line of support, which is this green aqua line that comes across here. There's another line of support that's, again, sort of this beginning of timeline that goes all the way back to 2020. Basically, whatever line you use, the stock has basically broken through that line. So what are we looking here for, guys? You see basically the stock from May and then beginning of June was trading in this little channel, this little light blue channel going upward at about a 30-degree angle. And then it came down, tested the lower range of that in like 720, recovered slightly on 721, and then Monday 724 just completely broke out and went nuts on this candle, which was 108 million volume, and then 102 million volume, 137 million volume. But today, guys, on that 103 million, little bit of a bearish candle because we closed under the previous high from the last day. I certainly wouldn't say this is if you look at this line here, this green line that turns to red, this is the new uptrend line. Of course, that is not a sustainable uptrend. It's almost vertical. Looking for resistance, guys. This level that we just passed but then closed under, 1330-ish, would have liked to see us close over 1341. because that's where I believe we would move past this line. But if you look back, this line, the 1330 area, has been important resistance back here in January 2023, back here in December 2022. Consolidated a little bit around that level in October 2022, and then all the way back here, guys, again, was an important level of support back in May 2022, and then again in March 2022. So that's been an important level, guys, going back about a year and a half. That was support and then flipped to resistance for quite some time. We passed this line for the first time since December 5th, 2022, but then checked back. So tomorrow's going to be a critical day, guys. We have to see if we can get up into this area, guys, which I view as, key area of support up here around the $16 mark to, I don't know what this is, guys. 16 to say 1665, something like this, represented by these two gold lines. I think that's going to tell the story, guys, because the stock broke down there in late September, early October of 2022. And then that has been a pretty critical level. It doesn't look like it's resistance or support, but trust me, guys, stock's breaking down there, breaking down there, breaking down there. Buyers and sellers have met a few times. So when I look at this chart, guys, I just look at it as, there's a hell of a lot more room for upside on this chart, and NIO looks like it's finally getting its act together. Whether we're going to go through these levels, we obviously just came back and came through the 50-day moving average. The 10-day is below us, coming up for the 50, and then the 200-day is still well above us, but I think, it doesn't mean we can't challenge that level. Guys, taking a look, we already looked at the short interest. Obviously, analyst estimates are low right now. I believe that's the tail wagging the dog, guys. These analysts, some of these analysts were at $30, whatever, and NIO was having some problems at the ET7. Deliveries were obviously low. They all, chased the price all the way down to $10, $9. Some of these analysts that were very bullish, $8, $7.50. And then as the price starts to go back up, guys, these analysts are going to chase the stock back up, and we should see some upgrades, which could assist us in this rally. Guys, lot of FUD coming out. I see, the market trying to sort of slow down this rally. Looking at Seeking Alpha, NIO surges as Volkswagen invests in XPEV. Don't be tempted. NIO brace for a rough quarter. Another article remains a strong, long-term buy. They're basically saying, don't be tempted. This is JR Research. The stock has experienced a stunning recovery. Spurred optimism. NIO could work with other automakers. Partnership speculation of a NIO-Mercedes partnership adds to the positive sentiment, but collaboration challenges exist. Buying the rumor isn't smart. While my sell thesis has been invalidated, it doesn't mean investors should turn bullish and jump on right now. I'm JR Research, a senior investor. Stunning recovery. I already exited my position NIO, redeployed my funds into other stocks. Hence, I remain invested, but not in China's leading pure-play premium EV maker. Despite that, I must admit I missed NIO's significant rally, and I didn't anticipate buyers returning with a vengeance. NIO still holds promise, suggesting high conviction. Investors consider keeping their positions. Basically goes through, why he sold, why he was wrong, or at least why he missed this rally. So, guys, the big news was that XPEV or XPEV, their ticker symbol, partnered with Volkswagen, and they're going to partner on development. They're going to use one of XPeng's platforms to produce two vehicles, they said. Morgan Stanley opined that VW's investment is significant, could be herald the beginning of a potential strategic partnerships in the Chinese EV market. I think, guys, they have to partner because the development cycles are so much faster in China. They're so much more innovative. They have different resources, but I believe that's just one side of the coin. The other side is it keeps the Chinese government happy. It keeps them, in the good graces of government policy because it's leading to domestic nameplate development development. It's leading to the Chinese vehicle industry maturing. It will also probably let them take, trade secrets and different things from European companies. I know that Mercedes, one of their executives, not sure it was the CEO or who it was, but he had been spotted at a NIO house meeting with NIO executives, and a lot of people thought that meant, they were going to have some type of collaboration. Now, that was a while ago. Could it be so? BYD has a competitive edge, struggling, everybody's struggling against BYD. Who could it be? According to reports in China, a NIO Mercedes partnership could be in the works, although there's no confirmation. Mercedes competes with NIO in similar market segments, which makes a partnership viable. Also, CEO Ola Karyndis articulated recently that the company will prioritize the Chinese market in its upcoming wave of electric vehicles starting from 2025. There were suggestions Mercedes would use NIO's battery swap network and build next generation models based on NIO's standards. However, there isn't any confirmation on that rumor, suggesting investors who bought on NIO's recent surge could be attempting to front run the market. However, Deutsche Bank analysts reminded that NIO's platform requires battery swap technology, which may not be attractive to traditional car companies. So it makes it, in addition, their sub-brands make a potential collaborations complex. Therefore, I assess that NIO holders who added the recent surge could be disappointed if a partnership does not pan out soon. NIO has performed better recent June delivery, delivered 10.7 markedly above the May lows of 6,000, however, still far below the requirements needed to attain its 250,000 annualized target, suggesting investors the upcoming July deliveries will be carefully assessed. Based on recent insurance registration data as of July 23rd, NIO sold 12,700 vehicles a month. Therefore, NIO is on track to outperform its June metrics, still far below its monthly target. As such, a sharp second half growth inflection is looking more unlikely, indicating that the recent spike is likely linked to the XPEV Volkswagen partnership. But guys, the stock has been going up since well before that partnership was announced. Yeah, it got a big bump, like a 10% pop, but it still already come up like $5. So this is a little bit janky, this logic. With NIO taking out its March 2023 highs, my sell thesis has been invalidated. As such, investors want another validated sell level to cut exposure must remain patient. However, investors who waited significant surge cut exposure can consider using the recent spike to exit if they don't expect NIO's forward operating performance to justify the recent buying sentiments. With that in mind, I return to the sidelines as we anticipate NIO's next move in upcoming deliveries. So, reasonably fair article. He's basically saying he missed the boat. And he would wait and see. So, that's really fair. NIO to offer single motor model in sub-brand codename Alps. This is a bit of a change, will allow NIO more flexibility. This is in CNEV Post. Basically, they're talking about the Alps model. They have another sub-brand called Firefly. They are actively developing both. I don't think they're going to drop either one. I thought one sub-brand might have been more viable, but NIO's going, for the whole enchilada. It's like that song said, a little bit is better than nada, but sometimes you want the whole enchilada. That was by the Texas Tornadoes. Great Tejano band. That is not one of their good songs. But anyway, it's a fun song. NIO will add a single motor option to the first model of the sub-brand codenamed Alps. Decision made just recently. Alps will target the model $28,000. Will be the mainstay of NIO's push into the mass market. Addition of single motor will significantly boost the brand's strategic flexibility because it will take a couple $1,000s off the price to have one motor instead of two. They'll have a single motor option. It will be a sedan motor they developed in-house for its size and cost optimization. And in addition to the single motor, Alps model will be the first to use NIO's next generation platform NT 3.0, which is based on 800 volts high voltage architecture, further enhanced battery swap, and ultra-fast charging experience. Alps has planned two versions of the battery pack, 60 kilowatt hour, 90 kilowatt hour, and they will be compatible with NIO's third generation battery swap stations, but will be thinner to make more room in the vehicle's cockpit. And we thought that they were going to be sticking with dual motors. The NIO brand will be the slightly lower position. Alps will initially have dual motor, but more realistically, an additional motor would cost thousands RMB more, result in higher selling price for the vehicle, limiting room for sales. The icebreaker that allowed NIO to plan for a single motor version of its Alps model was the company's price cut on June 12th, shortly after Alps set up a single motor model program. The NIO brand has also been evaluated the possibility of single versions, but that would be required secondary development on already produced models, which would be costly, so it is not taken up. In contrast, Alps, which is still in the development stage, has more flexibility to pivot. Alps is one of NIO's important cards for next year, more flexible business strategy, pouring almost all of its cutting-edge technology into the brand. NT 3.0 will be built on 800-volt high voltage architecture. New layout in terms of smart driving hardware, cabin configuration, also feature more centralized electronic display. NIO confirmed August 21. It will enter the mass market 2 sub-brands. Another one will be Firefly and Alps. Alps will have a completely new channel and number of planned models, expecting to be half of that of the NIO brand. Jimin said February 22nd. Alps vehicles will be built on the NT 3.0 platform, support high voltage fast charging, be ready for mass production delivery in the second half of 2024. So guys, this whole sub-brand is only 1 year away from actual deliveries, or slightly more. The entire lineup of Alps, we already read that. The entire, as for exactly how many third-generation battery swap stations will be allocated to Alps and how many will be dedicated to this sub-brand, there's no exact information at this time. It would depend on sales, dynamics of sales, and several scenarios we've planned for. In addition to Alps, NIO's other sub-brand Firefly, which targets the lower mid-range of the market, also appears to be making new headway. Firefly's first model saw a design freeze at the end of June and is expected to enter the mold development phase in early August. Local media outlet AutoPix reported on July 21. This means the Firefly project will go ahead, much to the relief of nearly 1,000 employees. It's not really a huge relief for me. I was hoping they would cut down to one sub-brand, but I don't run any major corporations, and I certainly don't run NIO. I am just a minor turd of a shareholder. So that's the way it is, guys. NIO is really hitting on all cylinders. If you take a look at production, guys, NIO was just like 1,000 units, 1,500 units, 2,000 units. And so then this week they hit 4,700 units behind Lee, but way ahead of a lot of these other companies. They've been behind for a number of years. Guys, what do you think is going to happen with production this month, the second half of this year? Give me your thoughts down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in again to Range Anxiety. The stock is NIO, ticker symbol NIO. The show is Un Poco Mas, and we appreciate you tuning in once again. The date is July 7, 2023. It's a couple hours after the market closes today. We have one more trading day this week on Friday. I expect the rally will resume, but that is mere speculation. If you'd like to speculate a bit, please do so down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. It's Danny Deals. I'll talk at you again real soon on the next episode of Range Anxiety.